Yeah, but she raised it again, and the court took another look at it, and ultimately, this court, taking another look at it, said as follows, he found Lori to be more credible. He found you to be less credible, pointing out that you were dressed very casually for your appearance in court. I got to tell you, as a lawyer, that's an odd thing for him to base your credibility on. But she did not feel showed respect for the seriousness of the occasion. I mean, again, that's to me that's a little odd. But and said he did find that you did commit some acts of abuse in the past. However, noting that the incidents involving Lori occurred so many years ago and did not involve the children, they're not relevant to the custody determination. Also went on to say incidents involving the boys did happen in his view, as Lori describes, but he did not place weight on that because it had been years since then with no further incidents and that you had properly cared for the children since. Judge goes on to say Lori agreed that Sean can have substantial periods of unsupervised custody, and that indicates even she does not view him as a threat to the children, and that the children have not expressed any concerns for their safety. Um, and then he goes on to say there's no evidence of child abuse and that both parents have adequately performed parental duties. So the judge is a little bit all over the board. You know, he's like, I kind of believe her. I feel like he didn't dress nicely and maybe didn't treat this thing with the respect it deserved, but I don't really think there's evidence of abuse. And so having to choose between one and the other, since he's going to be in the Senate, he's not around as much as she is. I'm going to give her sole legal custody. Does that about sum it up?
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think that he was swayed a little bit by her testimony. Um, and I'll say, the decision on my attire, we actually discussed that with counsel at the time, and we were afraid that I'd walk in there in a business suit and look like a politician.
Mhm.
And you know, to be fair, I also wasn't dressed like a hobo. I was wearing, an untucked shirt, and I thought nice clothes, but maybe I
And
need to
unplug it.
reexamine that. Maybe I need to reexamine that.
Yes.
Um, moving forward, and I certainly will. Um, I guess it just it just hurts as someone who, like, anyone who knows me knows the kind of relationship that I have with my children. Um, the people of Western Pennsylvania who were super close to our campaign for Congress. I mean, my family campaigned with me everywhere we went. They saw the kind of relationship that I had with my children.
I know, but
Um,
you never know, like, in front of the camera versus behind closed doors. Can
that's
be
what's that. But Megan, that is exactly what's so sinister about all of this. Is that you have people say, "Well, my gosh, Sean seems like such a nice guy, and it seems like his kids really like him," but behind closed doors, you just never know. And that's been really tough for our family to deal with, you know?
Her agreeing to 50-50 unsupervised custody after all this allegedly take place took place is your best fact. That's your best fact, and as the judge found. I will say she gave us a statement, emailed to us at our request that reads as follows: "Mr. Parnell is a public figure defaming me, using his platform, playing out a personal vendetta to impact his own situation with no regard for our children. Facts and evidence prove the abuse and determined custody. Four judges, because you appealed later to a three-judge panel, all made the same decision based on those facts. He tried to file a gag order to prevent me from speaking out, and now that I have, Mr. Parnell is using every platform available to lie and publicly shame me, which is far from healthy or helpful for our children." So she says you're playing out a personal vendetta to impact your situation and that the abuse has been proven.
Well, that's I dispute that. I The abuse hasn't been proven and it didn't happen. And I would not lie about the mother of my children. We, for all of our differences, we created three amazing children together. And my focus is and always has been on them and will continue to be on them. Um, and it's just unfortunate that she feels that way because that's just simply not true.